Chief of Cincinnati Bangladesh vs Kansas City, live score update, game-by-game, analysis of AFC Champions League G. The road to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles is almost complete. The Kansas City Chiefs will host the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday in the AFC Championship game, marking a matchup of two teams with drastically different fortunes in recent years. The Chiefs will be hosting the conference title game for a fourth consecutive year and are seeking their third straight trip to the Super Bowl, which would make them just the fourth franchise in NFL history to put together such a streak. The Bengals, meanwhile, ended their league-worst 31-year playoff victory drought earlier in January and are looking to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1988 season. The two teams already met in Week 17, with the Bengals serving up a surprising 34-31 victory. Joe Burrow threw for 446 yards and 4 touchdowns to set the pace for Cincinnati, while Ja'Marr Chase set an NFL single-game rookie record with 266 receiving yards. Patrick Mahomes was held to 259 yards and 2 touchdowns in the loss. Picks: will Bengals or Chiefs win AFC Championship game? NFL playoffs: 10 players who might play last game with current team on championship weekend. X factors: which NFL players could decide conference championship game? USA Today Sports will have live updates, analysis and more from our NFL reporters and editors, including Jarrett Bell and Jory Epstein on the scene in Kansas City. Check back often for more. Bengals-Chiefs score: Kansas City 7-3 with 0:36 remaining in first quarter. Cincinnati answered Kansas City back with a long march of its own, but the Bengals had to settle for a field goal. The Bengals went 61 yards on 14 plays and had a chance to hit Ja'Marr Chase in the end zone, but the Chiefs broke up the attempted connection. Evan McPherson then kicked the 32-yard field goal. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz Bengals TE C.J. Uzomah injured. Cincinnati lost one of its key targets on its second drive when tight end C.J. Uzomah hobbled off. Uzomah tied for the team lead last week with 7 catches and was expected to play an integral role for Cincinnati. Ja'Marr Chase has drawn double coverage early and often, and the Bengals have looked to emphasize the intermediate game with Uzomah and slot target Tyler Boyd. Uzomah was later carted off to the locker room. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz Bengals-Chiefs score: Kansas City 7-0 with 7:17 remaining in first quarter. Patrick Mahomes had little trouble marching the Chiefs down the field for a score on the team's first drive. Kansas City went 84 yards in 11 plays, capped off by a 10-yard touchdown to Tyreek Hill in the back right corner of the end zone. Mahomes went to Hill often out of the gates, connecting on all 3 of their targets for 24 yards and the score. It marked the first time in Mahomes' postseason career that he threw a touchdown pass on the opening drive. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz 3-and-out for Bengals on first possession. Score 1 for Kansas City's defense. The Chiefs held the Bengals to a 3-and-out on the opening series of the game. On 3rd and 5, linebacker Willie Gay Jr. broke up a pass intended for tight end C.J. Uzomah. Not a bad start for a group that allowed Joe Burrow to pass for 446 yards the previous meeting. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz weather forecast for Bengals-Chiefs: it should be smooth sailing for the AFC Championship game, as the weather forecast calls for it to be 44 degrees and sunny throughout Sunday's game. Winds are expected to be mild, with little effect likely on the kicking game. Chiefs Bengals inactives: Tyrann Mathieu appears good to go. The Chiefs' 3-time Pro Bowl safety was not among the team's inactives for Sunday's AFC Championship game against the Bengals. Kansas City's inactives included QB Shane Buechele, CB DeAndre Baker, RB Derek Gore, DE Joshua Kindo, OT Prince Tega Winogo, and Colin Saunders. The Bengals inactives are DE Cam Sample, Josh Tupou, CB Vernon Hargreaves, WR Stanley Morgan, WR Trenton Irwin, HB Travion Williams and Alfred Johnson. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz previewing the AFC Championship game matchup: do the Bengals have another upset in them? 1 week after stunning the top-seeded Tennessee Titans, Cincinnati might face its toughest task yet in topping Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs for a second time this year. The Chiefs were a unanimous pick among USA Today's sports staff to win the conference title on Sunday, but there might be hope for the Bengals to pull off another stunner. Among the keys for the Bengals: protect Joe Burrow, who was sacked 9 times in the divisional round. For more on the matchup and what to watch, check out the Cincinnati Enquirer's full breakdown of the keys to the game. How the Chiefs got here: Kansas City's 42-36 divisional round win over the Buffalo Bills was so entertaining it just has to be relived. An instant classic culminated with 25 points in the final 2 minutes of regulation, as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen put on a quarterback duel for the ages. With 13 seconds left, Mahomes managed to save Kansas City's season by push the Chiefs downfield to set up a 49-yard Harrison Butker field goal, forcing overtime, where the quarterback then dealt his team to victory with an 8-yard scoring pass to Travis Kelce. Was it the best playoff game of all time? USA Today Sports' Nate Davis ranked the 22 greatest postseason contests in NFL history. and Bills-Chiefs ranked very close to the top. It also sparked a wider conversation about the NFL's overtime rules and whether they are fair. The contest marked a distinct change of pace from the number 2 seed's 42-21 wildcard win over the Pittsburgh Steelers, which proved to be Ben Roethlisberger's career finale. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz. How the Bengals got here. Few expected fourth-seeded Cincinnati make it this far. After all, it took a last-minute stand for the Bengals to end a 31-year playoff drought and beat the Las Vegas Raiders 26-19. But Cincinnati turned heads with its divisional round win over the number 1 seed Tennessee Titans. Even though rookie kicker Evan McPherson needed to hit a 52-yard field goal as time expired to notch the victory. For McPherson, there was no doubt about whether the kick would be good. Now on Sunday, Burrow and the Bengals have yet another opportunity to shed their underdog label. Michael Middlehurst-Schwartz.